Hello, I am School of Rock's Alex Brightman, and you are watching the Broadway.com show.
Welcome to the Broadway.com show, your weekly digest of all the cool theater happenings. Or as we like to think of it, the people who sincerely hope Anna Kendrick isn't being held against her will. We're looking at you, Pitch Perfect 3. Let's get started with the news. What's the buzz, Imogen?
Despite winning a Broadway.com Audience Choice Award for Vanessa Hudgens' adorable breakthrough performance, Gigi will close on June the 21st on The Great White Way. The Lerner and Lowe revival, which received no Tony love this year, also stars Corey Cott and Victoria Clark. A national tour is planned for the Eric Schaefer-helmed Tuna, so hopefully you'll be able to witness the classic numbers the night they invented champagne and thank heaven for little girls on a stage in a city near you sometime soon.
Get ready, get set for your official Broadway.com casting update. It Should Have Been You star Sierra Boggess is about to become the headmistress of an elementary school. She'll be starring in School of Rock on Broadway alongside Alex Brightman and a whole lot of rockin' kids. Casting has also been announced for the Broadway transfer of Hamilton, starring Lin-Manuel Miranda and Jonathan Groff, but more about that one later. Gabriel Ebert, Judith Light, and Matt Ryan will appear in Therese Raquin alongside Keira Knightley on Broadway this fall. And Sutton Foster will have an off-Broadway blowout with Stephen Pasquale, Brandon Victor Dixon, and her younger co-star Miriam Shore in the Encore's revival of The Wild Party this summer. Damn, we've got a lot of theater to see.
An American classic is coming back to Broadway, this time from the UK. Arthur Miller's A View from the Bridge is set to play the Lyceum Theatre starting on October 21st with opening night set for November 12th. In addition to winning the Best Revival Olivier Award, the show nabbed prizes for star Mark Strong, who will reprise his performance on Broadway, and director Ivo Van Hove. A View from the Bridge was last seen on The Great White Way with Liev Schreiber and Scarlett Johansson just 5 years ago. But it's never too soon to see this timeless story of jealousy and obsession again.
As previously reported, Annalee Ashford is learning how to sit, fetch, and roll over as the star of A.R. Gurney's Sylvia. The brand new Tony Award winner will headline the comedy at the Court Theatre, playing an adorable doggy who comes into the life of a New York City couple, played by Robert Sella and Tony winner Julie White. Under the direction of Daniel Sullivan, the play will start performances at the Court Theatre on September 25th, with opening night set for October 15th.
There is nothing like finger-snapping, toe-tapping, hand-clapping Broadway magic. Except, you know, the real kind. Following their record-breaking engagement at the Marquis Theatre last year, the Illusionists will return to Broadway this holiday season for a limited run at the Neil Simon Theatre. The magic show, which features some of the world's greatest magicians, will introduce 3 new magical performers: the Daredevil, the Deceptionist, and the Unusualist. Directed by Neil Dorwart, the Illusionists will reappear on Broadway on November 19th and stick around through January 3rd, 2016.
Amazing Grace, the story behind the legendary song, will begin performances on Broadway on June the 25th. Since the tune is the definition of a tearjerker, I asked Josh Young, Erin Mackey, and the cast at a recent press event, other than Amazing Grace, which song always makes you cry? Check out their answers in this week's Pop Poll.
Light in the Piazza, pretty much if I listen to that score of Light in the Piazza, tears, immediate tears. I can't help it.
Sam Smith is the song Latch, the acoustic version makes me cry.
This Little Light of Mine.
A lot of opera makes me cry.
One Moment in Time always makes me cry, by Whitney Houston.
I can cry at Let It Go, for God's sakes, because I think of my kids singing it. And I also love Adina so much, and that song. So it's a lot of times it's associations you bring with a song.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I really listen to those lyrics and really listen to that tune. Squish, squish, sweetie.
Our tweet of the week comes from newly engaged Tony winner Laura Benanti. Laura writes, "Why is it that people who love movies are cinephiles and movie buffs, but people who love theater are Broadway freaks and theater nerds?" Good question. I mean, we own being freaks and nerds, but we'd be happy with some new alternatives. You can follow and congratulate this bride-to-be at Laura Benanti.
This week we're giving a jackpot-sized thumbs up to Tony Danza for reprising his role as professional gambler and con man Tommy Corman in the national tour of Jason Robert Brown's Wild Tuner Honeymoon in Vegas. We loved Danza as the tap dancing and ukulele playing card shark when the show played Broadway's Nederlander Theater earlier this year, and we're thrilled audiences across the country will get the chance to experience his irresistible performance. Danza is a classic showman who guarantees a good time, and that's a bet we're willing to take.
At 2, Adam Lambert. After months of hoping that the glam-rocking American Idol alum might take over as the transgender rock goddess in Hedwig and the Angry Inch, the star revealed that he had in fact been offered the role and turned it down. Thanks for officially crushing our dreams, Adam. There's only one way you can make it up to us, and that's by singing Wig in a Box at your next concert, with costume changes. You heard us.
This week, we asked you to rank your top 10 favorite Broadway dads in honor of Father's Day, which is this Sunday, by the way. Broadway.com video producer Anthony Taylor kicked off the list, giving Tata from Ragtime the top slot. And here's how you all voted. Tevye from Fiddler on the Roof, King Triton from The Little Mermaid, Bruce Bechtel from Fun Home, Josh from If Then, Dan from Next to Normal, Daddy Warbucks from Annie, Captain Von Trapp from The Sound of Music, The Baker from Into the Woods, Mufasa from The Lion King. And at the top of the daddy heap, Jean Valjean from Les Mis. Thanks for playing. Check back every Friday for a brand new Broadway.com Culture List Challenge.
After killing it on screen for some time, this 3-time Broadway.com Audience Choice Award winner and Tony nominee is officially returning to the stage for the foreseeable future. First up, Jonathan Groff will headline the opening production of the 2015 Off-Center Encores season, Vanilla Pine's A New Brain. Then in July, after reigning over Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton off-Broadway, he will reprise his role as King George III on The Great White Way. Welcome home, Jonathan. It's so good to have you back on stage where you belong. You are our star of the week.
Tony winner Helen Mirren made a new best friend this week. After holding court at the Schoenfeld Theater, the audience star took a trip down the street to see a very different kind of Broadway show, the raunchy comedy Hand to God. After the show, the dame became total BFFs with possessed puppet Tyrone, and we've got the proof. Check out this great shot by Broadway.com photographer Bruce Glickus. Can't wait to see these two besties hitting the town and getting into all sorts of trouble this summer.
In last week's SmackDown, we asked you which crazy costume Kristen Chenoweth wore as Tony host deserves to be in the Cheno Comedy Hall of Fame. E.T. or the King. The results are in, and her phone home getup won with 78% of the vote. This week, we're turning our attention to 2 tasty musicals circling New York City, Sarah Bareilles' Waitress and Sheryl Crow's Diner. Which new musical would you like to order to Broadway? Tweet your vote to Broadway.com with the hashtag #BWaySmackDown and tune in next week for the winner.
That's it for this week's episode of the Broadway.com show. We're leaving you with a peek at the upcoming Broadway musical School of Rock, which we caught at a workshop at the Gramercy Theater. Check out star Alex Brightman and the musical's amazing pack of future rock stars. See you next week.
Yeah! Especially those you're so much cooler than! Yeah! It's time to throw some shit against the fan! Why?
Can we say that?
We're the School of Rock. We can say anything.
Cool.
Stick it to the man!